Today we're going to talk about system of equations. So the first question, what is a system of equations? It is when you have two or more equations using the same variables. Okay, two or more equations using the same variables. The solution, because that's what we're going to look for, is the point that satisfies all of the equations. And that point will be an ordered pair. So when you solve, when you find a solution, you are looking for an x and a y value. Okay, because two or more equations using the same variables, you're going to have two variables, okay, an x and a y. When graphing, you will encounter three possibilities. You will encounter one where you have one solution, where there's an infinite number of solutions, and where there's no solution. In the next slides, I'm going to tell you what each of those is. So, when you have one solution, that is the point where the lines intersect. All right, if this is your system, y equals negative 2x plus 4, and y equals 3x minus 1. These are the two lines graphed. The solution is the point 1, 2. It is the point where they meet. 1, 2. So that is what you would give for your solution. Okay, and it is the point that works in both equations. And by that, I mean when you plug in x and y, so y is 2 and x is 1, that's a true statement. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Plus 4 is 2. That works. And on the second equation, 2 is your y, x is 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2. That works. That's your solution. If you have parallel lines, they never meet. The lines never cross. So in that case, there is no solution. Okay? The slope for each one, y equals 2x plus 2 and y equals 2x minus 1, the slope is 2. You have different y-intercepts, so they never meet. Okay, so therefore there would be no solution. And finally, if you have coinciding lines, and what that means is when you graph, they're the same graph. So for example, if you had an equation that was y equals 2x minus 1, negative 1 y-intercept, slope is 2, so up 2 over 1, that's that line. The second line, say you have 4x minus 2y equals 2. If you find your x-intercept, x, that means y equals 0, so 4x equals 2, x equals 2/4, or 1/2, so x-intercept is 1/2. Y-intercept is when x equals 0, so negative 2y equals 2, so y equals negative 1. Negative 1, that is the same line. That is called coinciding lines. They coincide, they're the same exact line. In this case, there are infinitely many solutions. Okay, there are infinitely many solutions because any point on that line would work for both equations. Okay, any point on there would work. So, let's look at some. Well, this is a U-try. What is the solution of the system graph below? So go ahead, this is your first U-try. Figure that out. What is the solution? Where do the two lines meet? Make sure you write it as an ordered pair. Okay? Next, find the solution to the following system. So, how we find the solution is we graph both equations. Okay, the first equation, 2x plus y equals 4. So if we look at that, 2x plus y equals 4. If we figure out when x equals 0, so 0 plus y equals 4, we know that y equals 4. That's our y-axis, or y-intercept, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, if when y equals 0, we have 2x plus 0 equals 4, so 2x equals 4. Divide by 2, we get x equals 2. So that is our first line. Okay, my line is not too straight, but that's okay. The second line, x minus y equals 2. So when y equals 0, we have an x-intercept. So y is 0, so x equals 2. That's right there. And then when x equals 0, we have negative y equals 2. So divide by negative 1, we get y equals negative 2. That is that line. What is the point where they meet? Right there. That is the point 2, 0. So 2, 0 is our solution. And how we check that, we take each equation and we plug it in. If x is 2 and y is 0, is that a true statement? 2 times 2 is 4, plus 0 is 0, so 4 equals 4. That works. In the second equation, x is 2, y is 0, 2 minus 0 is 2, so that one checks. Okay, so you know that's your solution. Next, this shows you to check your answer, okay? And that's what I just did. Check your answer, plug the point back into both equations, and make sure it works, okay? So next, find the solution. The first graph, y equals 2x minus 3. Now, you have to remember about graphing. This is in y equals mx plus b form. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So our y-intercept is negative 3, so that starts here. Our slope is 2, so that'd be 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So that goes like that. Okay. Second equation, you can find your x and y intercepts there, or you could easily add the 2x. So you have y equals 2x plus 1. From there, 1 is the y-intercept. Slope is 2 over 1, so up 2 over 1. So that's that line. And what happens? They're parallel. Okay? They are parallel lines, which means there is no solution. Okay? No solution. All right. Next, check your answer. We have no solution. So notice that the slope is the same with different y-intercepts. If you recognize that early, you don't have to graph them. Okay? If you recognize that, oh, they have the same slope, different y-intercepts, no solution. All right, next, down here. Okay, so find the solution. 2x minus 4y equals 8. So I'm going to say when x equals 0, I have 0 minus 4y equals 8. So divide by negative 4, y equals negative 2. And when y equals 0, I have 2x minus 0, so 2x equals 8, divide by 2, x equals 4. So that's right there. All right, my second one, y-intercept is 3. Slope is negative 2 over 1, so down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And we graph that line. All right there, that is the point 2, negative 1. So 2, negative 1 is my solution. To check that, in the first equation, you have 2 times 2 minus 4 times negative 1. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 4 times negative 1. Negative times a negative is a positive. 4 plus 4 is 8, so that checks. And in the second equation, y is negative 1, x is 2, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, and negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1, so that checks. Okay, so 2, negative 1 is your solution. All right, that is repeated. Okay, so just to review, 3 steps to solving a system using graph. You graph both equations. You can graph using the slope and y-intercept or x and y-intercepts. Easiest to use a ruler and graph paper. Okay. Next, step 2, do the graphs intersect? If they do, that is the solution. Label it. Circle it. Write your point. Okay. And then finally, check your solution. Substitute x and y values into both the equations to verify the point is a solution. Okay. So that's that. Next. Here you have some U-tries, okay? Go ahead and try those, graph both equations, find the point where they meet, write your solution, and check your work. Okay, so really make sure you check your work on these when you're done. And that's it.